Welcome back to the Live Company. My name is Matt. Today, we're going to be talking about William Osman. I'm a huge fan of William Osman, and I've been watching his videos for over 8 years. It kind of inspired me to be an engineer, and honestly, without creators like Michael Reeves, William Osman, I Did a Thing, Nile Red, I wouldn't be as interested in engineering as I possibly would. So if you're interested in learning more about these creators and getting a better understanding of how their engineering approach can apply to your life, check out my last video I made on Michael Reeves. William is a perfect example of what an engineer truly is and kind of the resiliency that you need in order to succeed in life and as an engineer in general. Let's walk back. Let's start from the very beginning when William Osman first started his career on YouTube. It was just him, his cameraman John, and making videos. It was fun. I could tell from his old videos, he didn't really care as much. I think he even talked about this in one of his interviews, but he would just review and make a video in one day. He would record it in the morning, edit it at night, get it pushed out at 2 a.m. And these videos were so much fun and so awesome. This was during a time when technology like laser cutting, 3D printing was starting to get more popular for home purchasing. And I'm pretty sure he was like one of the YouTubers that inspired me to get a 3D printer. I got a really crappy CR10 that never worked. But yeah, his videos basically inspired me to do it because it was like, wow, look, this guy's making so much cool stuff with a 3D printer. I wonder what I can make. So in this situation, if you're William Osman, you're like, great, I'm making videos, I'm having fun, growing my channel, things are doing well, and then tragedy occurs. William Osman's house burned down in an LA forest fire, and it was truly upsetting for me and a lot of his fans, and especially for him. I mean, this guy was literally like on the cusp of, becoming a big YouTuber. I'm not saying he wasn't successful during the time when he was making these videos in his own apartment, but you could tell that it really shook him, and it really hurt him and his family. And he might joke about it in the videos and he might make a joke here or there, but I'm certain that losing your home in that sort of way, completely unexpected, and just losing everything must be one of the most difficult things that you could ever experience in your life. And so William Osman essentially was at ground zero, right? He has this channel that he built up. He has basically all this experience from being a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, and he just keeps building shit. He just keeps building really crappy stuff out of his RV, out of his home RV. I want you to think about that. This guy who used to have his own setup, his own studio with a laser cutter, all these different tools, everything burned down. Start from zero. And that is exactly what he did. He started from zero. He built himself back up. William Osman is not the best creator. He's not the most efficient, or he makes the best stuff, but he makes stuff, and that's the most important part. So William Osman, he keeps growing. His channel keeps getting better. He starts working with other YouTubers. He, eventually gets into a new home. He's working and he's making stuff every single, month or so. And I just remember this being like a really great time and super fun because, he was just doing the same thing that he always did, but now he had more supplies and resources. But now he gets almost too popular. People in the comments start leaving really mean and dumb remarks. I think this is something that he obviously always experienced. You're always going to experience this on YouTube or any sort of platform. But as an engineer, right, having somebody basically comment and hate on your work, even though you spend hours and years, engineering is one of the most laborious tasks in terms of your thinking and getting things to work. Nobody can create something out of thin air and it just works. You may say, oh, engineering is not as hard as quantitative finance or consulting or something like that. It's no, taking something from your mind, figuring out how to use science and math to get something to work together, and doing that consistently and being creative at the same time, that is a really tall task. And I'm sure that definitely weighed on William in some way. I'm sure it's fun, but if you're making something and you're spending all these hours and days trying to perfect something and make something worthwhile in a YouTube video, and everybody's leaving mean comments and giving you trouble for just trying to do something fun and create something that hasn't been done before, I'm certain that would weigh down on your conscience. So this is when William Osman dropped the video called I'm Done with YouTube. I'm Done with YouTube is one of my favorite videos on the platform because it really exposes the issues and the trouble with being popular or just being a creator on any platform. I understand exactly how he felt because I personally have put stuff out there and, either nobody's liked it, nobody's watched it, or I've gotten torn down by either my family members or people around me, right? That's okay because the stuff that I was making probably wasn't that good, right? Maybe they were helping me out. But if it's just random people on the internet, I'm like, why did they say that? Why did they do this? But I realized something, and I think that William also realized something too. If you are going to create, and if you are going to do anything worthwhile, you have to understand this. Nobody cares and everybody cares. Caring is you going out of your way to leave that mean comment, to actually spend the time to write something malicious in the comment section, or just say like, man, this is really and I hate this, and you should never pick up a caliper ever again or something like that, right? Like, that's not constructive. That doesn't actually lead you to do anything or make anything better. It's just a hurtful and negative comment. And these type of people who leave these comments, the type of people who are caring, in quotations, these are the type of people who are super insecure about themselves because they don't have anything that they created worthwhile or have done anything worthwhile, so they have to pull somebody down to their level. Humans live in a hierarchical structure. It's called a society. Oh my God, that sounds so stupid. We live in a society, okay? That's like a very nuanced and crazy take, guys, but listen, people don't like seeing people succeed and do better than them. There's like a bunch of these YouTube shorts where it's just like super deep, like motivation, hustle, grind, like YouTube short. Like you've seen those before, but some of these actually have a good piece of wisdom. I think one from Alex Hormozy really stands out, and it's that people want you to do well, but not better than them. So they will do anything in their power to tear you down and put you to a lower level that's the same as theirs. Why do you think so many people watch reality TV? Why do you think so many people point and laugh when somebody's like trying to actually do something or create something worthwhile? Think about the last time you saw somebody have like a stain on their shirt or like have messy shoes or something like that. I can't remember, or I don't notice any of these things because I don't actually care about other people's shoes or whatever they're doing. I gotta worry about myself. Do I got a stain on my shirt? Are my shoes messy? Am I looking bad right now? It's like, think about the emotions and the anxieties that you feel consistently throughout your day, and you can apply that to like anybody else. Obviously, like we're not all exactly the same, but everybody is a little bit scared and everybody is a little bit anxious because we do live in a hierarchy where it's hard to become better. Envy is a thing that's kind of been within us since school, right? There has to be competition for a reason, because if there wasn't, then nobody would be able to strive or get to the highest level, right? There needs to be a level in order to do that. So what did William Osman realize when he made this video? I think he realized that the same thing. It's that nobody cares, but everybody cares. There's going to be so many people in this world who are willing to tear you down because they don't feel good about themselves enough to actually do something about their situation. And so what they'll do is they'll spend time being mean to you rather than actually doing the thing. It's so easy, so much easier to sit back in an armchair and just be like, yeah, this design sucks. Like I couldn't even be bothered to make this thing, or like, wow, William, you really outdone yourself with this. This is terrible, or something like that, right? Nobody cares and everybody cares. William Osman realized this and he was like, okay, people are being mean. I'm going to take a break from YouTube, but I'm still going to create and do the thing I love. He just keeps making videos after that. I think he took like a 6-month break or a couple-month break. I thought this guy was done with YouTube forever, but it's like, nobody actually really cares because the only thing they care about is themselves. So just keep making the content, keep doing the thing you're doing, and eventually it'll work out. Because if you have this engineering mindset where you're continuously getting better and you're continuously creating things that are good for people, you will be in a position to help others and bring people up. And that's kind of brings me to my next point with William Osman and open source and his second channel. So after this video, William Osman is kind of in a situation where he has two options. He can continue making videos on his main channel, doing the same thing he's always done, or something completely different, which was creating open source. Open source is one of the biggest maker events in the country, and I bought my tickets and I hope to see all you guys there. I believe that William Osman created open source as a retaliation or an exact opposite of what these people in the comments like do and say. All those people wouldn't dare show their face at open source or put themselves in a situation where they actually have to explain the reason why they think that whatever William Osman created was like bad or something like that. I mean, he literally called the person out on the phone and was able to get them to like, you know, run away or with the tail behind the legs. And it was like, it's so true that nobody cares. Like, think about how difficult it is to host a maker fair. If you really think about it, not that economical, not the easiest way to make money, right? But William Osman didn't do it for the fact of just making money and creating a business and just, you know, profiting off the backs of other people. I believe that William Osman created open source and is in the situation he is in because he is an engineer and he reached a level where he can bring other people up and other people can succeed with him. This mentality is present all throughout his second channel videos, where he literally just makes videos about random crap throughout his house. He makes videos about fixing farm equipment. He makes videos about buying things off Facebook Marketplace and Gov Deals. And he just like basically is creating stuff for the sake of creating stuff. Not for the sake of feeding some YouTube algorithm, not for the sake of I need to make a video that gets my sponsors happy. And like, it's just content that you can tell that he actually enjoys making. It's just something for us to watch as fans. And it's like, I really want to be in a situation where I can do that, where I can bring other people up, where I can show that nobody cares and you got to put your money where your mouth is and just actually do the thing. We have one finite time on this earth. And if you're spending that time pulling other people down rather than pushing other people up, then it's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you want other people to sink to your level rather than improving yourself and getting to a new level? That is just a completely backwards and ridiculous mindset to have. And, you know, I've experienced this before where I've been like, what the heck is this guy doing? Or like, why did this guy not get the right shovel or something like that? But I didn't go out of my way to leave a comment. All I did was, you know, watch the video and be like, you know what, like, who cares? It's not my place to say. Everybody feels so self-important and so willing and wanting to just be like, yeah, like, you're not doing it the right way. I know the right way. I'm smarter than you guys. I got everybody. I'm smarter. And it's like, no, that's not what you should be like. That's not the situation that you want to be in, because it shows that you're projecting your insecurities into the world. William Osman started out making videos in his room. Eventually that room burned down and he had to rebuild and create everything from scratch. And people were there to help him. He got to a level where he got so big that people started seeing how successful he was and making comments and leaving really hurtful things for the sake of projecting their own insecurities onto him. This is when he made that video, I'm done with YouTube. He was in a position where he could have just shut up, could have just kept making the videos, accepted the abuse, but he didn't. And he did something about it. He cared. He was able to create something, a platform, open source, where he was able to bring other engineers up and actually shut up everybody who weren't able to put their money where their mouth is. Like, the people who sat in an armchair and were like, oh yeah, you're a crappy engineer and stuff like that. Well, like, come to open source. Come show what you've engineered and what you've created, right? It's really crazy how much the negative comments affect you. It's really crazy how much people's opinions can affect your motivation. And you have to understand that nobody actually cares about you and what you're doing unless they're your family. And it's like, people on the internet and people around you, their thoughts and their ideas is usually a projection of their own insecurities. And that's essentially the point of this video. And I was trying to do that through the lens of William Osman. Open source, the situation that William's in now with creating videos on the second channel and just having fun, is something that's really inspiring to me. And I'm a really big fan of his content. I'm also going to open source in 2025. And I'm making this video series just to detail the lessons and the things that I've learned from every creator who's basically going there. It's going to be a pretty long series, but I hope you guys are here for the ride. My name is Matt from the Naval Ravikant. I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching. If you're interested, please check out another one of my videos over here, and please leave a like and subscribe if you can. The sponsor for today's video is my website, alivecomp.com. From my experience, most of the quizzes and online things for choosing to be an engineer are really crappy, and it's like, how can I help engineers and bring people up just like William Osman did with open source? So I created a website where you just put in your email and you get a quiz where you can figure out what type of engineer best fits you. If you're interested, please check the link down below and give it a try. I really appreciate you guys watching. Peace.